there is a strength in that, when you know that this situation that you're not very happy in is not permanent. Feeling really good about myself the previous weeks and feeling like I had a good grasp of this journey doesn't mean that I won't experience a setback. Feeling good, thank God. When you're like terrified, am I going to be here forever? But okay, rein it in. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Alexandra here. If you're new here on my channel, I'm sharing with you guys my weight loss journey and all the trials and tribulations in between. And speaking of tribulations, I very recently, but when I say recent, I mean like I got over this like a few days ago. I experienced a setback, which I really didn't see coming, especially because I finally felt like I was in the groove of my weight loss, and I was really like on a really positive high that I was just like, oh my God, I get it now. I know what I have to do. Everything's going to be smooth sailing from now on. And it took me by surprise how much I wasn't ready for the setback. So anyway, that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. So let's get into it. So obviously, as some of you guys know, part of the reason why I gained a lot of weight in the COVID years was I lost my dad. And it was my dad's anniversary last week or so. And the actual day was fine. Like, I spent the time with my family, obviously reminiscing, talking about my dad and everything like that. And I thought I was okay. I thought, obviously, really miss my dad, but hopefully I'm okay to kind of bounce back to my normal routine type of thing. So the subsequent days after my dad's anniversary, when I got into such a low mood, I didn't see it coming, because on the actual day I thought I was fine. So anyway, because of the feeling of a low mood where obviously I was just really, really missing my dad, and I was just thinking, I don't feel motivated to do anything type of feeling. Like, kind of like, do you know what? It's different from that grief when you're like wailing and crying. It's more of like, I just don't feel happy right now and I can't do anything about it. And that is very much how I felt. So there was that. And then I was on my period, I think the previous week. So my mood was already low because of that. My mood, definitely, I'm sure like most women, my mood is very much affected when it's my time of the month. So I got into a low mood because of that too. And then I also have my exams for uni in like 3 weeks. So I think all of those things were like happening at the same time, and I just became very overwhelmed. I didn't expect to be affected so much by other things going on in my life, because I thought I was in a very good place. And I believe that I was kind of impervious to my mood being affected because I had everything figured out. I spent, I would say, 3 days just not feeling great, and I was finding it really, really hard to observe like my intermittent fasting as well as I wanted to. I was finding it really, really hard to be as active as I wanted to be, and I was finding it really, really hard to like get down and study and do the work I had to do. And I would say from probably Wednesday to Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it was for those 3 days I just was not feeling it. And I also was experiencing like a bit of a panic, like, oh my God, I've done all this work just to get into the right frame of mind, and I'm already tripping up a bit. And also I was so nervous because it's just like, I was feeling so good and so positive. Why am I already 3 weeks later feeling this low? And so there was a panic of how I felt, and there was also a panic of, I thought I no longer will feel like this so soon after feeling so good. So it dawned on me when I was going through that bad week that feeling really good about myself the previous weeks and feeling like I had a good grasp of this journey doesn't mean that I won't experience a setback. And that is what I didn't realize. I was a bit naive in that respect. I thought, oh, I've got it all figured out now. I'm really, really happy. This journey isn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. I've got the momentum now. I'm going to keep everything up. My food's never going to really falter too much. My exercise is never really going to falter too much. I'm going to see the progress. So I don't really have anything to worry about anymore. So that was true. And that is still true to an extent. But what I now need to factor into that truth is that all of those things can be true and I will still experience a setback. And there was a little bit of a relief when that dawned on me that, oh, I can still have not a great week, but it doesn't mean that everything is over. I'm having to start again from zero. I have to build up all the new habits all over again. It didn't mean all of that. So it kind of helped me come out of that 3-day slump where I wasn't feeling great, because I realized that after those 3 days, it didn't mean I was starting all over again. And to be honest, I think that dawning on me like 2.5 days in made me feel that, oh, it was almost like a relief, like, okay, I can get back on it. This isn't the be all and the end all of the entire work I've put into myself. What it also made me realize is that feeling good about myself and having the momentum is something I have to like constantly work on. There isn't the, oh, I've got it figured out now, everything's gonna come easily. It's more like, I've got it all figured out now, everything is coming easier, but I have to keep showing up. I have to keep showing up for the easiness to sustain. And I think that I know is a frame of mind I now am entering into. But I think I should also caveat that with, that works very well if you can kind of mitigate things that you expect to go wrong. So if I know that, ooh, my period's coming up, let me make sure I've put everything in place, that if my mood goes low, I'll still be okay. So obviously that frame of mind is good for when things are expected. So I think what I had to also tell myself is, when something is unexpected and my mood suddenly takes a dive for an unexplained reason, or for an explained reason but still unexpected, I realized that I have to sort of try to keep in the back of my mind somewhere that I will be okay and I will get through. And that in this current moment, I'm not okay, but I think it's about that, knowing that that situation won't be permanent, and that if somewhere in your mind, you know, I won't remain in this mood, I think that will help you get through. And in my experience in the last week, it did help me get through. It dawning on me that, okay, this is not permanent. Okay, it's not going to undo everything I've done. Made me feel that I could get over it. And I think that helped me get to this place quicker than it would have if those things if I didn't realize those things. And if I didn't try to engage my mind in the fact that I will be okay, I will be okay. And I kind of it was like my mantra I was telling myself in those days when I wasn't feeling great. And it helped me get to where I am now. And then another thing that it dawned on me, which kind of is why I'm kind of basically back on the bandwagon and, you know, feeling good again. Feeling good, thank God. You know, when you're like terrified, am I going to be here forever? But okay, rein it in. So another thing that made me feel that I would be okay, and just like reflecting on myself and where I am in the journey so far, is telling myself that it was okay to move the goalpost. So I think the low mood I was experiencing would have been much more like detrimental to my journey as a whole if I didn't realize that this is a lifelong situation I'm in. This is a lifelong journey I'm in. I'm always going to be managing what I eat. I'm always going to be working on my fitness. Because you have to do it to maintain it, you have to constantly work on it. And that gave me some comfort, because it let me know that, well, then that means surely if I'm doing this forever, it's okay to move the goalpost in terms of the ultimate weight loss. So knowing that I could move the goalpost relieved me of that pressure of feeling that, oh my God, I've lost 3 days. The goal I'm aiming for, I'm not going to attain it. But it wasn't. I realized that it wasn't about that. It was about me getting better and knowing that I can carry on afterwards. So I made peace with knowing it's okay to move the goalpost, And what really needs to remain is my consistency, because I will ultimately get where I need to get. But I have to look after my mind, obviously, most importantly, and just remain consistent when I'm back to feeling good again and being on it. So guys, yeah, that's it for today's video. Sorry, a little bit of a downer, but I do think it's really important to share with you guys that this is the reality of my weight loss journey anyway. And from speaking with a few of you, I think it's probably the reality of yours too. And it was nice for me to know that it was okay to have a low mood and a down period, because I was going to get through it. And there is a strength in that, you know, when you know that this situation that you're not very happy in is not permanent, and you can still get to your goal, you can still achieve your goal. It doesn't mean everything is like over for you, because that wasn't my experience, and I don't think it will be many of yours experiences. So yeah, we still got this, we still going for it. So we are very much back on the journey. So just wanted to share with you guys that happened and dusted myself off. We're back, we're happy, we're healthy, and we're gonna keep going. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in my next video. Bye.